Very good evening, everyone, and welcome. I welcome all of you to today's workshop. So, as the title of today's workshop goes, it's about um, unveiling the connection between gut health and autism. Right. So basically, the symptoms that children who are on the autism spectrum, the various behaviors that they show, how they are connected to their gut health. Often we see that the child is struggling with constipation, he's not able to digest. You can see undigested food in the stool, um, and a lot of other things. And you will also notice that the child's behavior gets very different when the child is struggling with constipation or is struggling with indigestion. So how is the gut health connected with the brain health? We will understand a lot more about that today, and with that we will get started. We will have time to take all the Q&A in the end, so if you have questions you can leave them in the chat. We will also allow you to unmute and ask after the explanation is done. So you can wait for your turn then. So I'm Dr. Ruhi Agarwala, co-founder Functional Medicine Clinic, and I have with me Dr. Ashwani Garg, also co-founder of Functional Medicine Clinic. I will add him. Yes, yeah. So welcome, Dr. Ashwani. You're on mute.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Ruhi. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Good evening.
I will hand over to you now, and yeah, over to you.
So I think it's a very, very important topic to understand that sometimes it seems like because of autism, child has gut problems, because of autism, child has weak immunity, because of autism, child has poor liver health, etc. We think it is the autism causing those problems. But if we really look at the problem, we will find actually the poor gut is causing autism behavior symptoms, poor immune system is causing autism symptoms and behaviors, poor liver health, poor thyroid health is all sort of converging to a diagnosis, right? So if we want to solve a problem, we have to break down the complex problem into smaller pieces and solve that piece, solve that puzzle. Now, autism is a complex problem, but at the same time, it's a multi-system disorder. That means almost all systems of the body are leading to autism, right? The digestive system is a problem, immune system is a problem, hormonal things are haywire, the liver is not okay, the detoxification is not okay, the mitochondria is not okay, the brain is not okay. So all put together will leading us to autism. Now today we will try to look at one part of the problem, which is gut health, right? How gut health or how common it is as a problem in autism, uh, and what can be done, sort of in briefly, right? So today science is very clear. There's enough data research happening. Whether it is still in clinical practice or not is another questionable thing, but there is enough data science proving the fact that the problems in the gut, the infections in the gut, are a major contributor to autism. Okay, not because autism is there, this is there. Because this is there, that is contributing. This is called gut-brain axis. Just like brain is controlling the rest of the body, the gut is also controlling the brain. So that important the subject is. See, all pathies, homeopathy, Ayurveda, even allopathy says all disease begins in the gut. I mean, this is almost applicable to most of the chronic problems our system fights today, our social structure fights today. Be it autism, be it cancers, be it diabetes, be it hypothyroidism, whatever it is. There's always a connection to the gut health. People with the chronic problem, the gut is an issue. So even allopathy believes that. Whether it is put into practice or not, that's a different story. But there's a connection to that. Now, if you look at it, autism is in the center. The GI system, the toxin overload, the mitochondria, the inflammation in the brain, the inflammation caused by food allergy, some vaccinations, etc., all leading to autism, right? So there's a trigger, there's a starting of the problem. It's not the child is born with the problem in most cases. Actually, many of these cases are regressed cases. Very important to understand. Now, there could be so many sort of causatives and so many ways a child can manifest. This Dr. Christian Bogner in US, he's done a good job in sort of figuring out many of these things, taken from his work. Okay, so why there's a huge rise in the number of children suffering from the problem? It's so unfortunate that so many children today being diagnosed. Almost a one in 32 children is having some level of traits of autism or ASD. It's a very scary number. And unfortunately, our medical system is not even tuned to solve the problem. Right? That's even a worse part. Right? Why so many are having a problem? Let's put it a little bit onto that. This is related to the gut health. Uh, in the recent decades, amount of GMO cropping has increased. Amount of processed food consumption has increased. Number of vaccinations injected in the children has increased. Contamination with glyphosate as a pesticide has increased. All of this will affect your microbiome, the healthy microbes, and it will cause toxicity to liver. When you test the autistic child liver function, most of the cases, liver function will not be normal. Most of the cases. And nobody's even looking at it. When the treatment comes, nobody is even thinking that that's a problem. Now, when microbiome, because of this all in the gut is sort of bad, liver is bad, then there's more infections growing, especially mold colonization happens. And when this colonization happens in the gut, there's more inflammation in the gut. Then the walls of the gut are broken. Then more toxins, undigested food particles, proteins, etc., will go into the blood circulation. They cause more depletion of the glutathione, leading to further toxicity, muscle activation, immune suppression, even further growth of the mycotoxins, and more tougher species of the pathogenic microorganisms like parasites, spirochetes, etc. Then eventually brain gets damaged. Blood-brain barrier is damaged, thereby a whole cascade of microglial activation. Different parts of the brain are inflamed, thereby the behavior sets in, thereby the regression starts in. That the child start losing the right abilities and start having these problems. Now you see the path, how so many child are put onto this path, right? Knowingly, unknowingly. And we end up blaming the genes for everything. Now, coming specifically to GI systems, and most of the children, most 90% of the children, they have a poor digestive system. Can you mute if anybody is just, guys, just a little more sensitivity, okay? I'm putting a lot of effort just to educate, but if you don't even mute yourself, it's not a good thing. Anyway, so many of these children, they have gluten sensitivity. They have a lactase deficiency. There's stomach pain, there's distension in their stomach, there's bloating in the stomach. Some of them have low appetite, some of them have higher appetite, much more higher appetite than their own body weight and all that. Many of them have food sensitivities, food intolerances, food allergies. In this tool, you can see malabsorption, maldigestion, food particles, fat particles. Many of them get constipation, many of them get diarrhea. Okay, maybe they don't make enough stomach acid or enzymes. But these are common issues. And on the days the child is feeling more problem in the stomach, even the behaviors are worse. Okay. On the days the stomach is bad, behaviors are also bad. On the day stomach is feeling better, the behaviors are also okay. Now you can straight away find a correlation. I mean, you don't need a rocket science to tell you that stomach is bad, behaviors and abilities are bad. Stomach is okay, things are okay. So if you have to solve some complex problem, you start here. What do you have to do for it? At least start putting foods which can cause damage or which are negative foods, which are not healthy foods to the body. Okay. I mentioned genetically modified foods. They have a tendency to trigger immune response. Wheat, dairy, soya, right? and any other food which doesn't go well, food allergies, intolerance test, whatever test you have done, it doesn't work, like egg, fish, eggs, fish, shellfish, walnuts, peanuts, etc. Not that every child should not have it, but if your child is reacting or the test is saying this food is not okay, please avoid that. So stop feeding them negative foods. Don't feed them sugars. Don't feed them wheat, dairy. White rice is also not good. White rice doesn't have nourishment. Okay. So our intestinal system or our digestive system is made in such a way. We take in food, we digest the food, we only take in nutrition in the good stuff in the blood, rest is thrown out. But if the barriers of the gut are broken, then unwanted things will start flowing into the bloodstream, foreign antigens from the bacteria, undigested food, chemicals, etc., etc. They will trigger an immune response. Okay, that trigger immune response, leading to further damage on the gut lining, causing leaky gut. Then furthermore problems will happen. And gluten from wheat, barley, and some of the grains can really be harmful. And because of the concept of molecular mimicry, gluten molecules can start damaging their thyroid glands. The brain gets sort of inflamed badly, right? So something starts in the gut, start affecting the brain. Like I said, autism is just a multi-system disorder. All systems are involved. But then one problem starts in the gut, how that problem start impacting the brain also. Now, what is causing this whole inflammation and the leaky gut? A lot of time you as a parent know that your child was little okay, little bad. You have given antibiotics, it just went off. Problem went bigger. Antibiotic, acid blocker, gluten, steroids, painkillers, high dose laxatives, high sugar diets. You know, the day a child eats more sugar, the child is more aggressive. Pesticides, plastics, meat which is not organic, etc. There's so many things you know for a fact these are bad things. Okay. Anything that I'm putting is on the list is a good thing. No, but you still do it. Every day we do it. Even though we know it is bad, we still do it. I don't understand why we do it. When a child is already in a bad state of affairs, the health is already bad, we still do many of these things. As parents, we really has to become more, aware what should be done. Now, our health, our brain health is dependent on the kind of microbes which are there in the gut. Now, that is called microbiota. And this microbiota can be as powerful as brain. It's called a second brain. We say, no, the second brain in the gut. Okay, this is 1 to 2 kilograms for an adult. And it has bacteria, virus, fungi, etc. Almost 100 trillion organisms are there living together. And it controls your immune system, it controls your hormones, endocrine system. It produces 70% of the serotonin required in the body. It produces GABA, dopamine, acetylcholine, noradrenaline, all of that. So a lot of the neurotransmitters, which are also impacted in autism, is also being produced by these microorganisms. Now, if the health of these microorganisms is not healthy, how will you produce this good stuff, which is required for your brain? Now you see how the problems in the gut leading to problems in the brain. Now, when the microbiota has gone bad, we have more pathogenic, more unhealthy microbes and less healthy microbes, which we typically call as dysbiosis. That leads to the imbalance. That imbalanced microbiome will lead to a lot of systemic problems. And there's clear research today, which is linking intestinal dysbiosis to leaky gut and autism. So one of the major contributor to rising number of autism is could be leaky gut, and leaky gut could be caused by various reasons, of course. The dysbiosis could be caused by various reasons, of course. But point is, at least research is pointing towards this fundamental point that the dysbiosis is there. And as we solve the dysbiosis, we see the improvements. Of course, the journey is long, but we see the improvement. Right? Point I'm just trying to make is there is a medical issue which is there in the body. When somebody, of course, it triggers, I just sort of briefed you in the beginning. So when we eat something, we digest, and the microbiome will work on that in digestion. and it turns into something nutrition for us, and that goes to blood. But if we don't have healthy microbes, we turn even a healthy food into toxic waste, which goes to the blood and becomes a toxic metabolite for us and for the brain. And it does produce a lot of bad stuff. And we don't produce good things which are required, which is called short chain fatty acids. Right? This is how gut health from the dysbiosis leading to affecting the brain. Right? Now, if we have good healthy microbes, we use healthy fiber, we convert the healthy fiber into healthy short chain fatty acids, which is called butyrate, and this will help in brain repair. But when we don't have healthy microbes, butyrate will be low. Right? So in ASD, short chain fatty acids like butyrate is decreased. That's again research saying. And this butyrate, which is a product of the microbes using fiber, they can improve gut motility. They can become a source of energy to the colonic cells, colon cells. They can regulate their gene expression proliferation. Sometimes we simply blame the genes, but the gene expression can be controlled by these short chain fatty acids. They have anti-inflammatory properties, etc., etc. Now you see, when you don't have healthy gut function, you miss on short chain fatty acids, which is called butyrate, which has so much function in the body to perform. And in autism, we find them it is low. Now, research is again, one part of the treatment that is sort of progressing in this world is called uh, fecal microbiota transplant, which is basically we take a healthy feces from a healthy child, placed into an autistic child. And there are significant data, work is done, and results are quite encouraging. But it is just pointing towards a lot of the problems is happening because the gut microbiome is bad. As we rebalance the microbiome, either through FMT, whether we need or we don't need, but if we modulate the microbiome through food, through probiotics, etc., a lot of goodness will come to the child. A lot of help will be happening to the child. So the key lies in the microbiota. Big time key lies in the microbiota. So if you want to solve autism, break the problem, complex problem into smaller pieces, and start working on the first piece. Right? So just a basic question I want to ask you all: if body doesn't work the right way, brain doesn't work the right way, rather than putting into some level of behavioral therapies, etc., you want to question why the child is in this state in the first place. What is wrong? What is the problem? What is you need to add in their body so that the body can perform better, and what is that you need to remove from the system so that they can perform better. Body just need to be healthy for it to be performing better, right? Where is the problem? Just don't blindly do things, guys. Okay, as parents, it's our responsibility to understand the problem. Just very, very critical. Okay, so okay, Dr. Ruhi, we can open to the questions now.
Sure. Just give me a second. All right. So, parents, I hope it gave you some insights on connecting the dots, how your child's gut health is impacting. A request to everyone to please mute yourself. How your child's gut is affecting their behavior and everything that they're experiencing and not able to explain. So we will open for questions. Those who want to ask questions can raise their hand. All right. Naveed, you can ask your question.
Yeah, doctor, you mentioned about overuse of laxatives. What is that? What is that means? Overuse of laxatives.
The drugs which help to relieve constipation.
We use a lot of that things like suppository, Ducolux, this kind of things we use a lot, sir, because he has a lot of constipation issues.
No, so Naveed, the point is, why do we have constipation? It's okay to temporarily use what we have to do, but if we don't fix the problem and we continuously keep using laxatives and all that, and many of them are chemically made, it's not healthy. That's what I'm pointing towards. It can have consequences.
So what option is there if we had to solve? Because the main thing we need to excrete out it, right? But we are not able to.
No, Naveen, I am not disagreeing with what you said, but
Mm.
what I'm saying, if some child is constipated, why the child is constipated in the first place? What is causing that constipation? We should also work on that as well as along with the symptomatic relief. But if we only keep doing symptomatic relief, we don't try to see what is causing the problem. Where do we go from there?
As per our judgment, sir, he takes lot of. He takes very less water. We try to keep him hydrated. That is not happening with us, sir. He's refusing to take water.
Now, do you understand constipation? What the reasons of constipation?
Yeah.
You understand that, or shall I elaborate on that?
Yeah, you can elaborate on that, sir, because I'm stuck in the constipation issues, sir.
No problem. Lack of fiber in the food can cause constipation.
Mhm.
Hydration, lack of hydration can cause constipation. If your intestinal muscle wall is weak because lack of the mitochondrial activity, that can cause constipation. If there are infections in the intestine which is slowing down the peristalsis, that can cause constipation. If we constantly eating, don't allow the body to do the repair work or the cleanup work. There's no time for the body to take rest. We are always putting things into our body. Every 2 hours, we're feeding. That can cause constipation. Lack of magnesium in the body can cause constipation. Okay. So lack of enough thyroid function can cause constipation. Right. So there are multiple issues behind it.
Okay.
So we need to find out what is the problem. And it could be multifactorial. Constipation itself could be because of various things. And this is contributing to autism.
So, Naveed, I hope your question is answered.
Yeah, it is answered, but I'm struggling to find that root cause, sir.
Yeah, I'd mention no. How will you find without the testing and etc. Naveed? You think sitting at home you can find answer. Probably it's not that simple also. No?
Yeah, we are doing the gut biopsies. We are going for the second continue plan now. So as part of that, we are supposed to do that gut test, gut
Yeah.
profile test.
So that means the infections are still persisting, no?
Yeah.
Right. So these are tough infections, Naveed. They don't go easy. They,
So this
yeah.
we because of this thing, the nystatin tablet which was there in this first continue plan, we couldn't give completely, sir. Is that something to?
No, infection is a problem. Fungal infection is a problem. And when we do antifungals, child has some hyperactivity, but it is important to reduce that infections to ease out peristalsis, right? So cleanup is important. I mean, we can do it slowly because child is reacting to what we're doing, but it has to be happening. We cannot skip it.
Yeah.
30 tablet खत्म करना
For the 30 tablets which was recommended, we could do for 10 tablets. 10 tablets, sir. So 15 tablets were recommended. So we could do only for 10 tablets this
So
course. Sir.
it can take some time, right? So, but it'll resolve. It'll resolve.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Naveed. Priyanka, you can ask your question.
Hello,
Yes.
am I audible?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yes, madam. Yeah.
Good evening, ma'am. Yeah, actually, sir, few doubts I am having and couple of questions also. So right now we are on the 3rd month plan for my daughter protocol. The mold toxicity was diagnosed, and we are doing on that. But what happened now? That we have started that, and the hyperactivity has increased. Okay, but like for 1 or 2 day only I have given, and since then afterwards I have to stop because the hyperactivity and eczema both have came. And uh, uh, afterwards I'm seeing for past 15 days I'm not giving this antifungal drug to her. Apart from that, I'm giving everything whichever is needed, but still the sleep issues are there. She is not sleeping. I have to give my homeopathic medicines for her to make her sleep.
See, there's a concept of biofilms. Okay.
Okay.
Biofilms will hold lot of different kind of infections within them. Let's
Okay.
say we start some treatment and we don't finish it.
Okay, but it's just one day because just 2 or 3 doses I have given. 2 doses maximum, I think.
Okay. Now, after a dose, your child reacted to it.
Yeah, hyperactivity has increased. Yeah.
Correct. Reaction has happened. That means
Mm.
drug has done what it is supposed to be doing. It disrupted the biofilm. That is why hyperactivity is there.
Okay. For that, we were giving binders also.
The binder will bind the waste product. Let's say this biofilm is holding some parasites.
Okay.
Now we disrupted, we stopped it. Disruption has happened. It's also important to continue the treatment.
Okay, I should not have stopped it. You are telling me that.
We can go slow. We can go
Okay.
slow, but we continue
Yeah.
the cleanup. Otherwise, this infection, now you said eczema. Eczema is an outward manifestation of fungal infection. What happens? Fungal infection is there in the intestines. I am putting a
Mm.
drug, clean it. Now, this infection
Okay.
microorganisms are also very smart. Okay, they're not
Okay.
brain dead. They have a brain. Whatever ways
Okay.
sensing they have a sense. They
Mm.
start migrating to the distant system. That is skin and peripheries of the body.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
And then we have seen child will get some white patches after we start nystatin in the gut. So there's a concept
Okay.
of mobilization of this yeast and fungus from the gut to the periphery. So that drug doesn't.
Mm.
And then in that case, we have to use a drug which is absorbing. Now, nystatin is a safe drug which is staying in the gut. It doesn't
Yeah, we
go
were
up.
giving nystatin only, sir.
No, that's what I'm saying. When we do that, we continue. Or then later we can start with itaconazole or any other systemic drug to clean the far away things also.
Okay. So, like, and right now, what should I do? I should like introduce something else, or only that nystatin should keep on going? And what is the indication that
When was the plan sent to you? How many months it's been?
it's like the third month which is going on? It's
When
like it's for the 3 months, but date I am not remembering. I have to check it again in my mail.
it's been
But
5 months since it's happening, I'm saying. See again, the thing
yeah,
is,
it's and from the November month I have started the plan. November, December, January, February, March. But like supposedly I have started from November, but it was not properly started by then. So December you can say.
my point, I'm just saying ki this is speed of treatment we should maintain. This is important. Okay, we are trying to disrupt these infections and biofilms, and we should
Mm,
persistently do it to clean them out.
mm,
Otherwise,
mm.
it's just like a bee nest. You disturb them, but you don't do anything about it.
Oh, 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 oh. Okay. And like I was reading about mycotoxins and all, and they were like telling like few things I was reading. So they were telling that almost they have identified almost 300 types of that, and you need some personal detox protocols also for the same. So is there is something like there can be different mycotoxins apart from this candida and all?
No, no. Mycotoxin is a toxin produced by the infection.
Correct.
Okay,
Mycox means fungus, yeah, and toxin is the toxin.
produced
Correct.
by.
So there it can be aspergillus, it can be many various things.
Correct. No,
Hmm.
I'm not even questioning that. I'm saying you're right.
Hmm.
But mycotoxin is not an organism by itself. It is produced by the organism.
It produced by a fungus. Yeah. Hmm.
Now, there could be 5, 6 different binders for mycotoxins. Charcoal
Okay.
is one binder.
Hmm.
Limitation
Spirulina we are giving. That is.
one, zeolite is one, etc. Now that is
Uh,
only producing the toxin which is produced by the infection. But if you
uh,
don't remove the infection, mycotoxin will keep producing. And how much you can bind?
Okay.
Some
Okay.
people only speak about half of the problem.
Correct.
You have
Yeah.
to clean what is producing that mycotoxin.
Correct. Okay.
Oh, see, we can also put the, I mean, these are all simple things we are also aware. But what is
Obviously, yes, sir.
the practicality of it? I can also say some 10 theories around it, but is it a practical thing?
Now you devised a plan very nicely, and like it's very much wholesome that I have observed.
Yes. Yes.
But just because there are few doubts that we always have, and as a medical practitioner by myself also, I am just reading the things about it, and I'm getting aware more and more every day because
Absolutely.
of that. So one more thing I just wanted to ask you: apart from continuing the plan, I should contact the team for like changing of some drugs apart from nystatin or something else she need.
If need, you can always reach out. Absolutely, we're there.
Okay, okay. And then one more thing about the same mold toxicity, I've read about bioflavonoids like rutin, quercetin, anthocyanins, and etc. So, what is their role? And we have not incorporated their supplements as such in vegetable and food groups. We can find it, but do we really need it?
See, you can always do so much, right?
Correct.
You can add a lot of things. Now, one of the things
Hmm.
that control infection, the immune system has to be healthy,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
For that, we can use all of these things and even to feed healthy microbes. But then you have to choose the first few fights. Let's say there are 10 fights you have to do.
Hmm.
How many fights you pick up in the first go?
Correct.
You have to
Okay.
choose the critical fights.
Okay. 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 And just one more thing.
Priyanka, please make it quick. There are others also waiting to ask.
Okay, sir. About oxalates and the diet, sir, people are telling that if you cook your vegetables properly, the greens basically, the oxalate will be less. And few ones are like oxalate is making this problem, oxalate is making that problem. So I was very much worried about this oxalate thing in the diet.
So, oxalates causing a lot of symptoms: poking of the eye, urinary bladder problems, so frequent
Hmm,
urination,
hmm,
irritation,
hmm,
aggression. All of the symptoms can be caused by oxalates. Now,
hmm,
how the oxalates are produced? One of the reason of oxalates is fungal infections itself. Now, when the oxalates are already high, you want to lower down the oxalate-rich foods.
hmm,
But that's not the answer. Answer lies by cleaning those infections which are producing the oxalates, because some amount of oxalates body can anyways eliminate. But when
hmm,
it much, that's because of problems. So if drain is already clogged, you don't want to put more,
hmm,
right? So to drain, you want to reduce the production. To reduce the production, you clean the infection, which we are doing.
hmm. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So should till at least now, by now I should continue it for more at least 15 days and then contact the team.
Yeah, you finish that. Finish that, but at a speed. Okay. It is important that we otherwise, we touching the what do you say, the wires without covering.
Yeah. Without the covering, myelin sheath is lost from the nerve endings.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Sarbaz, please unmute yourself and ask.
Uh, Good evening, sir. Thank you so much for such a wonderful presentation. Uh, my 10-year-old son, he has some of the symptom like lack of concentration, long processing time, not obeying instruction in one command. He needs constant prompt. He also has brief laughing episode. Sometimes he gets lost in own word and need prompt to come back. Talks lot with his peers, but there is a lack of eye contact, and he is extremely shy elsewhere. But in his peers, he talks very well. He is obsessed with his interest, and he repeats question. Also, while watching is something he is obsessed with. He also has frequent urination. Sometimes he makes silly noises and makes strange faces. So these are the things that I am, encountering. So
Yeah.
I will seek your
Yeah.
help and
So,
guidance on that, sir.
yes, Sarvas, you said he has lost attention and processing is the issue and frequently. I mean, there are multiple things you said, but actually there's same problems. Now, my processing of information depends on how well is my brain. My processing depends on, I receive your question, I process your question, I repeat back with a coordinated way and produce the sounds and words and all that. If my brain health is not okay, then my processing becomes haywire.
Yes, yes.
Now, if I'm lost in my own world, okay,
Yes, sir.
if you drink alcohol or you get on opium, you can also be lost in your world.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now, there's something called microbrewery syndrome. Your intestines have infections. You take sugar, you take white rice, you convert the white rice or sugar into alcohol or opium sort of products. If child is making their own alcohol by brewing that thing, their alcohol levels are high, the ammonia levels are high, and other metabolites are high, which will make them lost in their own world, just like somebody high on drugs. Okay.
Yes,
Same infection which is causing microbrewing is causing oxalate production, which is causing urinary problems. Okay.
yes,
So
yes.
there's always something wrong. Now, let's say you keep asking me the same question, but I don't have the answer. Doesn't matter how many time you ask me, I don't have the answer. What will I say?
Yes, yes.
You ask me a question that do this. I don't know what you're asking. I don't know how to respond to that. And you keep asking, I don't do it. And you say, I don't respond to my question. I don't even know what to respond to it. Your child doesn't understand your question. Child doesn't understand how to respond to it. They don't respond. We think they don't respond, but we think they deliberately don't respond. They are not, poor guys, not even able to understand because processing is bad.
Yes, yes.
Hmm. So there is an issue in the body, medical issue in the body, which has to be sorted.
Yes, yes. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Everyone, I have launched a poll. So those who want to connect with the team, if you could just answer the question in the poll, accordingly the team can connect. All right. Gayatri, if
Yeah.
you're yes.
Yes. Good evening, doctor. Doctor, my first question is, will providing more fiber-rich food cause leaky gut?
Not always for fiber food, but in some cases, when the infectious pathogenic microorganisms are more, then more fiber food can cause trouble.
Okay.
So always more fiber doesn't mean good. That holds true. Whether it causes leaky gut, maybe, may not be, but whether it suits the body, yes. A lot of time it can be tough to digest that.
Okay. Okay. Because my kid is facing with a lot of bloating issues, and whenever he takes idli or dosa, and he looks bloated a lot. So whenever I stop giving him this South Indian foods, he looks normal.
Yeah. So that means we stick to what is okay with and slowly, gradually clean the infections.
Okay.
And this will also get better.
Okay. And my last question, doctor, you talked about the chemicals in the food and the medicines. Now we are giving a lot of supplements also based upon
Yeah.
the. So I hope we have some part of chemicals or preservatives added in those supplements. So how it's going to affect the gut health of our kids?
So everything has a risk to benefit ratio,
Hmm.
right? As long as the markers are improving, child is improving, body is capable of eliminating small amounts of problems. That's not an issue. Only when it becomes overwhelming. Now, why are we supplementing what we are supplementing? Body needs these supplements for its detox pathways to work.
Right.
Now,
Okay.
when the detox pathways are working, then a little bit of extra there, it will remove that also.
Okay. Okay.
So it is to unclog them, not to clog that.
Okay. So that we scale it based upon the
Scale. See, every 3 months we keep testing.
right. Okay. Okay.
How is the markers doing? How's the child health doing? How
Oh,
the behaviors doing? We
okay.
know if it wouldn't be working, we wouldn't be doing it.
Okay. Okay, doctor. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Zaiba, you're there? Okay, Zaiba, if you're here, you can ask your question.
Hi everyone. Hi
Yeah.
doctor.
Yeah. You went on mute, Zaiba.
Zaiba, do you have a question to ask? Okay, we'll move on. Santosh, please unmute and ask.
Hey, hi, doctor. Actually, last week only I got my son blood report, and it was showing us like some iron supplements, protein intake, yeast and fungal infection, mild, and all those kind of stuff. So I was waiting for the plan, but still, I'm just waiting for it. It's been like 4 days. So I just want to check like recent days, like for 2 weeks I'm observing his poop, and I'm seeing some undigested part like food. Like before that it's not happening, but now it's happening for almost 2 3 weeks. So what is the cause? Like he's eating like more fruits like strawberries and blueberries and all those kind of stuff, and it's coming out from his poop like undigested. So
That
it's
means
because of the yeast and fungal infection.
yeast and fungal infection can compromise the digestive system. So, but yes, one is the potential reason. Yes.
Okay, and I saw, while going through the report, I saw there are like 2 3 parameters. One is glycine is going like beyond that red line, like is 566.
Low B complex cause the poor metabolism of glycine, which can then glycine can cause hyperactivity.
Okay, but he's not hyperactive.
Let's say
Um,
hyperactive. See again, it might not fall into standard definition of a hyperactivity.
okay, okay, and one is lactate is going high, like is 290, like
Yeah, poor mitochondria.
beyond. Okay, and proline one is. These are the three which going out of that red line. The rest of things
Because
are is
we will
green.
make a plan. It takes a little bit of time to read all these markers, and what you see is definitely which is obvious. There are a lot of things
Okay,
might not be very obvious for you. When we
right.
read into more detail, and then we make a plan, and the discussion will happen. So you will get.
Okay. Yeah, so that's the right now I'm just seeing like one thing is so he's 2.5, like 2 years 5 months. He started saying 2 words, but he's repeating those words. Once he started repeating it, like when so he's saying papa car. So like whenever he see the car, he will say papa car. But it's not like he's repeating by like in front, like when we are saying things, but once he got it, like he started repeating it. So is going to be a good sign or what? Like because he previously he was just saying the one word, now he started saying the 2 words.
No?
It's definitely a good sign, Santosh. Right?
Okay.
Coming up with more words, and the team is working on your treatment plan. You'll receive it this week.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Srini, if you're there, please unmute and ask.
Yeah. Hello, doctor. Thanks for this opportunity. So our child is going through the second term of treatment right now, and he's mainly on a candida and parasites related protocol. So we are seeing improvements in his expressive clarity and stuff, but there is still a lot of reasoning and stuff that we are working on also simultaneously. So one question and opinion from your doctor is we are also hearing about different modes of stem cells and treatment related to that. Uh, how would we know when it is good for child's condition, and what's your opinion on that? And which mode of stem cell treatment would you prefer for any of these gut issues?
Yes. Yes. So first of all, I think what's the right time for it? First thing we have to be, technically you can do it anytime, but better results will come when toxic burden has reduced significantly.
Sure.
Otherwise, it's like you repair, damage will happen. Repair, the damage will happen. Sort of that bi-directional thing. So significantly reduce the number of lead and aluminium. That's when this thing. Now, which kind of cells? So one is autologous. You take it from a child and you inject back. But then typically that is done in, see, it's not only a brain problem, it is a systemic problem. So I think before even we touch the brain, we should fix the body, gut and all that. So I think the simplest way is mesenchymal stem cells that comes from the umbilical cord. So they have a potency to modulate the immune system. They have a potency to help repair, regenerate some of the things within the gut and all that also.
Sure.
So I think that is something when the toxins has come down, then we can have a look at it and do what is necessary.
Yeah, and in that opinion, doctor, are they capable of even resolving gut issues, or
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
more related to okay?
So one, typically what do? We do immunotherapy, part of the cell therapy, to improve the immune system. So as the immune system gets better, its fight against the infection gets better. Infection load gets better, digestion gets better.
Okay, thank you, doctor.
Okay. Naveed, you have a question again. You've raised your hand.
Yes, ma'am. Coming back to the question on nystatin, doctor, can we give
so we stop and give cetirizine. So can we continue simultaneously, like while giving nystatin only, we can give cetirizine also?
Yes, we can.
How many days can we give cetirizine, sir?
Citizen is more need basis. We can do it for just a few weeks also, but not that it's a good stuff, but at least till we reduce the mycotoxins which is causing histamine reactions, we can use it. So that child is okay.
Even for 2 days we give this nystatin, no? The behaviors are coming like very much aggression and
Yeah. So it's
biting,
just
hitting.
correct. It just you can use extra days of cetirizine as required.
Simultaneously we can give, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
Another question we have is for constipation. We are giving happy bubbles now. So can we give coconut oil also along with happy bubbles?
100%. Yes.
Okay. Okay, sir.
उसको भी दे सकते हैं सर कितने भी दिन जितने भी दिन चाहिए?
Coconut oil तो antimicrobial भी है. So it's actually a natural laxative in a way, but it's antimicrobial also. So rather
कोई
than
मसला नहीं ना सर ज्यादा दिन देने से?
No, absolutely good.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sumitra, you can unmute yourself.
Hi, sir.
Yeah.
Like if ammonia levels are high in children, what kind of symptoms generally we see, and like how to bring down them through diet? Is it possible, or like
So what is causing ammonia to be high? One of the things is infections in the body.
Okay.
Second is the clearance of it, right? The metabolic waste is not getting cleared by the body, by the infections, whatever metabolic waste is from. What symptoms? It can have brain confusion, sort of encephalopathy. It can have self-talk, lost. Various kind of symptoms can be there. What can be done? Yes, we have to stop the feed to the infections. No sugars, no white rice. Even some meta fruits should be off. Plus, we have to clean the infection, reinstall healthy microbes using probiotics, etc. And then sometimes this infection doesn't go easily. Then we can do more things to remove that, removing biofilms and all that.
Will AIC like parasitic lens will help for the children? Autoimmune care parasitic is there
Yes.
for broad spectrum?
It is certainly, ma'am. It is certainly going to help. But so some cases, infections are not so aggressive. Then it's good. But in some cases, probably, we have to intervene with pharmaceuticals also. Depends on how much is the problem. Some cases,
Yeah,
it's
I'm using like albendazole also I'm using, and parallelly I'm telling like both I can use.
Yes. Now there are different forms, right? The spore form, then this single cell, then there's a parasite. So different antimicrobials work on the different life cycles. So typically we rotate. We use albendazole, ivermectin, praziquantel, nitazoxanide, those kind of rotations also, along with the herbals. So because we cannot use antimicrobial pharmaceuticals for a long time. So few days that, few days herbs. Then the effect will also be longer.
Like, what are the reasons for this white specks kind of thing in bowels, sir? Actually, sometimes stomach pain followed by white specks, like white material in the bowels. Is it a fungal thing or
It's
like?
possible. Yes, fungus could be possible. Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes people and parents have reported that sort of a tissue-like thing coming out of the.
Yes, yes, yeah, white spike kind of material kind of thing. Okay.
Very likely fungal overgrowth. Yes.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Okay, Priya, you can go ahead.
Hello, doctor. Thank you for this opportunity. Doctor, my son is 7 years old, and he's in a second continuity plan. We just started. Doctor, again, I have a question about stem cell. We are in abroad and we are traveling. We are planning to travel this June. So my question is, like, he is in a second month, and I'm just reading a lot about like how the early stem cell therapy will make difference in child's performance. So he's already 7 and second month plan. Doctor, do you think like do we need to do this year, or can we wait for some more time and complete our 1 year functional medicine plan and think about stem cell?
Like I said, technically we can do now also. When you're traveling, if you're traveling in Bangalore, Gujarat, why we can do it. Now, only thing is, if lead is still very high, better to remove lead and do that. We'll have more sustainable results of that.
Right. Doctor, sorry for interrupting. So in his blood work, we did not see any heavy metal toxic. His main problem is candida, which we are treating antifungal and parasites now.
Then we can do it. Then we can do it.
Okay, doctor. So
It also helps the immune system.
Oh, okay, doctor. So if we are preferring, then which mode would be good, like exosomes or like autolog? What would suggest?
We do a combination. We do exosomes, we do stem cells, mesenchymal stem cells. We also do cord blood. So we cover a full spectrum so that we do the repair part, we do the immune part, we do the inflammation part. So we target all of that.
Sure, doctor. Doctor, I have one more question also. So here we are already working with the team, and here our pediatricians are just leucovorin for my son. So after a discussion with the team doctor, and we also started like leucovorin here, they said like initially start with 5 mg and then go up to 40 mg and then continue the plan for some time. We have a prescription here. So what we have done initially, we started with 5 mg and eventually we moved to 20 mg, which is the 4th week. And then we have seen more irritability, hyperactivity, and more OCD. He's in a complete form.
So
then we stopped that medicine.
That's a problem, Priya. Some practitioners start finding solution in tools. It's one part of the toolkit. Okay, not every child needs that high dose, but just because it is becoming popular, everybody want to jump on that. You see, so problem is that because there are folate receptor antibodies present because of the various things which we are trying to work on that also. Because of those antibodies, the folate is not available. So you want to increase folate so that it helps. But it doesn't mean that everybody needs it. Second, if we increase the dose beyond too much, then it will cause over methylation, then also can be a problem. So, we have to see what is working. And
so what can we do, doctor? So do I need to continue with the 5 mg?
Exactly, dose which is relevant.
Okay. Okay, doctor, sure. I think I'm good, doctor. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, we'll take last question. Ashwani Menon, are you there?
Yes, doctor. Yeah, hi. Thank you. And I don't know if I'm at the right place right now. I've not started the program yet. And I was given with the link. So I wanted to ask a couple of questions to make myself clear of how the approach is. Should I be asking the questions here?
You can.
Yeah. So my son is 7 years old and he's diagnosed with GDD. I just want to know, how does functional medicine specifically address GDD? Is there a solution for it on GDD?
Okay. Now, when we say GDD, what do we mean? Global development delay. Overall, brain is not developed to the extent it should have, correct?
Yes.
Brain development needs nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
That has to happen through gut also. The food we eat has to become us, for that digestion has to happen. If anything wrong in the gut, we have to solve that.
Oh.
Alongside, now we cannot wait till gut becomes better, because it will take some time, few months it will take. Till that, we have to support the body with a lot of nutrition, basic level.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Second, if there are things which could have either halted the growth or damaged the brain, which has led to the global delay, we have to remove those parameters. Let's say lead is there, mercury is there, aluminum is there, potentially which are neurotoxic, right? Either they will halt the development or they damage the brain, thereby somebody gets a global delay. We have to remove what is unwanted.
Okay.
Yeah. Then over a period of time, we can do more things to stimulate further repair regeneration in the brain, peptides and stem cells and all that. So layer by layer.
Okay. Okay. So how do you track whether the detox is helping or causing stress to the body?
We'll test and keep looking at the child, no?
So we have to keep doing the test.
Then that's the only way.
Okay. And is there a time period before we see changes? Is there like that something where we'll start seeing a change?
Sometimes parents just start seeing a change just with the diet change. Sometimes they take at least 3-4 months before they see a change. So that purely depends on how much is the problem, age of the child, and how well we are adhering to the protocols.
Okay. And this can work alongside with all the other therapies, right? Speech, OT, BT, whatever we take.
See.
Or any other medication the child is on. Basically, I follow Ayurveda medication for my child. So I want to know if this goes hand in hand with that, or should I stop it?
You can do Ayurveda as long as there's no lead into it. But then neither you know, neither the practitioner know that there is lead until we test lead on the blood. If lead has come significantly high, then it's wrong. Okay. So I don't know whether drug and testing and all that is another circus. So that's otherwise no problem with Ayurveda. Second thing is, will it work with other therapies? I mean, we don't have a problem with other therapies, but you have to think whether that other therapy is helping or not. But global delay means brain is not to the mark. That other therapy helping, you have to test that.
Okay.
It's certainly going to help the brain. But whatever else is doing, is it relevant? I'm questioning. Whether it works doesn't matter. I don't have a problem. But you have to see whether it is useful. Merit of that.
Okay. Okay. So, but following Ayurveda, taking in as long as we clear off this lead problem, there is no other problem in following it.
Absolutely no.
Okay. Would there be any negative reactions?
No, we don't expect that. We don't expect anything. So again, I'm not an Ayurvedic practitioner. I don't know much about it. All I'm saying, there are issues that we have on the paper. These are the issues we test and we fix that. And generally, the journey is smooth. But I don't know how the practitioner is thinking from Ayurvedic side and what their plans and etc. are. So I don't know, but in principle, there should not be issue.
Okay. Okay. So, if we stop Ayurveda, say supposedly we stop Ayurveda and we start with this, and would there be any negative reactions because of the functional medicines that we follow, the gut healing protocol and all? Are there any risk to the child with GDD? Because he has a corpus callosum thinning and all. So,
what? See, we're just doing the fundamental things. Why even there's a risk of anything? If his brain is underdeveloped, like I explained pretty much clearly, that you want to grow that part. How do you grow? First, you nourish.
Okay.
Right? By improving the gut, nourishment will happen, no? Can there be a problem?
No.
Then you want to do certain more things to stimulate more repair regeneration in that wherever the delay is, right? There we can use peptides, plasmalogens, stem cells, etc. to further enhance that. So I don't see any problems at all. I mean, we work with thousands of children. So I don't, but yes, you should be clear what we are doing, why it is done. That is the thing.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much which I wanted to ask. Thank you so much.
I'll take a question from the chat. So Rosina is asking what causes OCD. I have an issue with my mic, hence messaging. Are these supplements need to be taken lifelong? And what if
No.
okay, what causes OCD? You want to answer that first?
So typically, again, infections in the gut can change the brain neurotransmitters, and probably that might be one way to look at it that can cause OCD.
All right. Are these supplements need to be taken lifelong? So no, Rosina, you don't have to take it lifelong. So supplements are to address the insufficiencies. Certain supplements like the basics, the essentials like B complex, vitamin D, omega, these, yes, the body would need. But something specific that's for gut infections or liver health, etc., etc., those are not lifelong. Okay, what if the mother's umbilical cord is preserved? Will donor's cord be highly sufficient to resolve the issue?
Technically, yes, but availability, nobody is going to give you that umbilical cord if you have donated or you have to preserve with some company, and they're not going to give you.
Yeah, so Rosina, it's usually not available even if you've preserved it. Okay, and what's the reason of high B12 in the blood? So one reason can be that it's not utilized by the cell. So methylation can be one issue of high B12. The other can be if you're just supplementing B12, but you're not giving enough other B vitamins like B9, then the uptake can also be affected. All right. Swati is asking, my child is not able to understand instructions. She's having heavy metal. So Swati, what are you doing about the heavy metal? When you know the child has heavy metal, are you doing anything to remove that heavy metal? If you're not doing anything to remove the heavy metal, you need to address that, because heavy metals like mercury, like lead, these are brain cell disruptors. So they are damaging. So we have to prepare the body for detoxification and then help in removing these heavy metals. Yeah, aluminum, tin also, these are disruptors. They damage. So we have to remove them. All right. So Deepak is asking, everything is okay. Is there any money back guarantee if not succeed? Dr. Ashwani, you want to answer this?
My friend Deepak, we are not okay. We can give you the signs, okay? And I always keep telling parents, we have to work together. I can show the way, I can act as a guide, I can tell you what is wrong, how it should be taken, etc., etc. Nobody's playing any god. And believe me, you might find hardly anybody telling you that it can be solved. Okay. So don't just come out of this money thing. I know, sometimes there are a lot of people doing a lot of things. I'm not taking any money and spending hours here and explaining the science. I'm not saying take this product and all that. So also try to understand what I'm saying. Just to come into some money conclusions and all that. I mean, it hurts us also somewhere when, with all right intentions, we are sitting here trying to answer without any charging any penny. Have we charged Dr. Ruhi anybody here for this session?
No.
So please, yeah, respect us and others also. No, no bad intentions for you, my friend. Okay, but your child is your responsibility. We can only come and play as a guide. We tell you what is wrong, what can be done, how it can be done, etc., etc. We always say you as a parent really has to become doctors for your child. You need to know, understand the problem, and we are not telling you solutions. I did not even mention any solution here. These are the problems. If we don't know the problem, we cannot understand the solution. If we cannot understand the solution, we cannot implement. If we cannot implement, we keep questioning. So we spend a lot of time just to educate.
All right. Nikita, please ask your question.
हेलो
Yeah, go ahead.
सर मेरा मेरा बेबी 2 ईयर 1 मंथ है। वो है ना, पहले से कमांड्स फॉलो मतलब ये भी कमांड्स फॉलो में आते हैं या नहीं पता नहीं। वो जो बेबी को सिखाते हैं, क्लैप योर हैंड्स, रेज योर हैंड, वो नाच रे मोरा, वो सब है ना, वो एक एक बार दिखाया वो सीख जाता था। ठीक है। और ऐसे बहुत सारी चीजें, जब भी हम उसको टेम्पल लेके जाते थे, वो भगवान को देख के जय जय करता था। वो अभी भी जब भी भगवान का फोटो देखता है वो जय जय करता है। उसको आ, अभी उसको पता है हनुमान जी कौन है, मतलब उसको बहुत कुछ चीजें समझता है वो। वो हम लोग अपने हेयर कोम करते हैं, वो भी कोम लेके खुद के हेयर कोम करता है। ये सब वो 9 मंथ से लेके मतलब
क्वेश्चन क्या आपका?
पहले से कर रहा है। ओके, बट अभी वो रिसेंट हम लोग वो बात नहीं कर रहा था, तो हम लोग उसको वो स्पीच थेरेपी रहते हैं वहां पे लेके गए। तो वो लोग ने बोला इसको माइल्ड ऑटिज्म है, क्योंकि उसको जब भी उन्होंने पूछा कि मम्मा किधर है, वो पॉइंट नहीं कर रहा था। पापा किधर है, वो पॉइंट नहीं करता है। बट जब भी उसको बोले फैन किधर है, वो करता है। मतलब वो उसका आई कांटेक्ट अच्छा है। मैंने मैंने आपकी टीम से कनेक्ट भी किया है। वो जो टेस्ट है उसके जो समथिंग वो
हाँ
किट है
निकिता,
उस
निकिता
क्वेश्चन
अभी
क्या?
आपने एनरोल किया है ना प्रोग्राम में? आपके
ओके ओके,
टेस्ट
हाँ
वगैरह गए होंगे। यस,
हाँ
आई थिंक आपने पहले हमसे बात कर लिया है, अब आपने प्रोग्राम में एनरोल किया है। सो वी
हाँ।
विल एड्रेस जो भी आपके क्वेश्चंस हैं, आपके बच्चे का रिपोर्ट्स आएगा, सो उसके बाद आपको सारी चीजें एक्सप्लेन करेंगे।
ओके, तो मतलब है ना, उसको बहुत कम प्रॉब्लम है, तो मेरे को सिर्फ इतना तसल्ली करना है कि आपके प्रोग्राम अगर मैं 1 साल कंटिन्यू करूँ, 2 साल करूँ, वो पूरी तरह से प्रॉब्लम से बाहर निकल पाएगा।
निकलना चाहिए।
लेकिन जितना बच्चा छोटा होता है, जितनी जल्दी हम इंटरवीन करते हैं, द चांसेस आर वेरी हाई कि हम रिकवरी ज्यादा कर पाए।
ओके, क्योंकि अभी वो सिर्फ 2 2 इयर्स 1 मंथ भी नहीं हुआ है उसको। और है ना, उसको हम लोग ने बचपन से बहुत एंटीबायोटिक दिए हैं, उसको बहुत गट इश्यूज है।
तो डैमेज
बहुत।
किया है, एंटीबायोटिक से काफी डैमेज हुआ है, गट हेल्थ खराब हुआ है। फिर भी हम अभी वी विल स्टार्ट वर्किंग ऑन हिज हेल्थ एंड डेफिनेटली वी विल सी गुड रिकवरी विद हिम।
ओके, और एक क्वेश्चन है सर, उसको ना लैक्टोज इंटॉलरेंस है। उसको मैंने कभी, उसको मे बी ग्लूटेन इंटॉलरेंस भी है, क्योंकि उसको चपाती सूट नहीं होती। मैंने कभी नहीं दी है, एक बार दी थी तो उसको नहीं सूट हुई। तो वो जो लैक्टेज एंजाइम रहता है, जो लैक्टोज डाइजेस्ट करने में हेल्प करता है, आपके ट्रीटमेंट, ये जो है फंक्शनल मेडिसिन के ट्रीटमेंट के बाद में उसको बाद में थोड़ा बहुत मिल्क डाइजेस्ट करने, मतलब वो लैक्टेज एंजाइम उसका रिकवर हो सकता है।
माइक्रोबायोम बैलेंसिंग के बाद पॉसिबिलिटी है।
ओके, थैंक यू सर।
Okay, ठीक है. We will keep it quick now. It's been a long time now. I'll take two questions from the chat. Sonali is asking what is the reason for carbohydrate metabolism impairment and how we can fix. So
Mitochondrial disorder.
yeah, it's a mitochondrial dysfunction. So we have to improve the mitochondrial health. उसके लिए जो nutrients हैं वो देने रहेंगे। एक तो बेसिक vitamins है, अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट कार्निटिन, कोक्यूटेन, वो भी इन द न्यूट्रिफिट रिपोर्ट वो आ जाता है कि इफ दे आर लो. And anyways, as we clear the infections, toxins वगैरह, it will improve the mitochondrial health and hence then the carbohydrate metabolism will improve. All right. So Dr. Sabha is asking, my son is 7 year old and on the spectrum. This program is completely new to us. So can you tell how do we start this and what will be the chances of improvement? Also the time duration it may take. He's non-verbal. So Dr. Sabha, if you could answer the poll, one of our team members will connect with you and will guide you how the process will work. Now, chances of improvements, it's very high. We have worked with thousands of children now, and we have seen very good improvement. Each child, the improvement will vary, but yes, we have seen very good improvements. Non-verbal children have started talking, so definitely the improvements will be very good. All right. Swati, please ask your question. Swati, are you there?
So the question is there, yes. So yes, Swati, I think we'll work on that. Okay, to remove the aluminium, tin, lead, etc. We'll work on that. Don't worry. Also, we have to see that we cut down pesticide foods and all that, and then aluminium vessels, batteries is another source. Inverters at home is another source of lead. So we have to be careful. But what is there, we have to clean slowly, gradually. I think we'll do that.
Okay. Srini, you have a question again?
Yeah, just one quick follow-up question on stem cells, doctor. And you had mentioned of umbilical cord-based stem cells to be helpful there. Is there any place or a clinic where you would refer for any quick information or how it is applicable for us? Appreciate any pointers there.
We'll get it done for you, Shri. We will make the arrangements for it.
Okay, great. Thanks so much, doctor.
So you can message on the clinic number that you want more information about this procedure.
Yeah, sure. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask one question, sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, recently I subscribed to that 3 months program, a personal program for my son, and he is 9.2 years. We are already on NEMCHEck protocol from 2.5 years. Will it be too late based on the age for my son to recover?
Durga, now don't worry about the age. What is done is done. Let's do the best we can do from now on. Okay. But can we make it 100% or 80%? Time will only tell. But let us put the best effort that we can do. How much ever we can recover him. We can recover by 80% or 60% or 90%. Let's put the best effort. And the body will respond. Always it will respond. And sometimes it can respond more, it can respond less. But there's no deadline to it. But after this point, no response will come. No such thing.
If we are very strict and rigid to this process, age does not matter, you are saying.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Okay, because from many of your videos, if you take your child in the very young age, chances are high. That makes me a little bit overwhelming. That's why I'm asking.
I'm repeatedly saying the child is younger, their vitality to recover is more. Right? But that does not mean recovery will not happen. Maybe the child can have a different level of recovery.
Okay.
But it's not that after that age, no recovery, no such thing.
Okay.
Maybe we can reach 70%, maybe we can reach 80% or 90% or 100%. Right? And that also, how much is the problem?
Even after reaching the 70-80%, can we fill that gap also by making other tests, and how we can improve further? Do you have any other plan, or this way only we will go?
Enough to be done, Durga. Okay. Now, unfortunately, there's not a clear linear path to it.
Okay.
We take it as it comes, and then a lot of work can be done, starting from the basic to the regenerative medicine. So a lot of work can be done. So, let us do that.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you everyone for joining in today. Thanks Meera and Anwar for your support. So parents, we hope we could answer your questions, and next time we will come up with another topic. If you have any topics in mind that you want us to address, please feel free to let our team know, and we will be happy to cover them in our upcoming workshops. So with that, all of you have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.